you know, DeMart needs to own it, and then it'll be less of an issue for everyone. But the fact that he doesn't own it, and there's this blatant situation, people mustn't get offended by it. He did it. We didn't do it.
No, for sure.
Just make a video, get him back on
Bro,
the
we were
side,
talking about this.
hashtag
Did you see? TJ did the best thing ever. Did you see that? He opened up a juice bar called Clean Juice. The fucking best thing ever, bro.
That's how you
Like, what are you gonna say to that guy now? Like, oh, you're juiced. Yeah, bro. I know. Like, what do you want from me?
But that's the thing.
What's
Like,
it say
if you
to
make a mistake, you know, in most things in life, if you make a mistake, the moment you own up to it and you accept it and you take a responsibility for it,
Yeah.
the consequences don't seem as bad as what they were when you're trying to hide it, bro.
But, I mean, especially in MMA, where like for whatever reason, MMA athletes, everybody is like so. For some reason, the whole industry is so open to trolls. I don't know what if it's like people see MMA athletes as like this ultimate apex predator, and they like feel threatened by the athletes, or what it is. I don't know what it is. It's the fucking weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
So any opportunity, why don't you just throw your phone on the mic next time, bro?
Mark drop.
Yeah.
This mic picks up everything.
That's its job, boy. That's its job. It's doing yours, so why don't you do yours? Boy, look what you're doing on the screen. You're gonna make a mistake here. So like look through the most famous cases of doping. Chael Sonnen came out and owned it. What do you say to him? I think most people don't even fucking know.
People
he busted.
forgot. Yeah,
exactly.
People
bro.
forgot about it.
Exactly. Look at TJ. People are like, you've forgotten about that shit already.
Yeah.
John Jones, who denies everything, you always speculate. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the right route is to just be like, yeah, well, I'm going to show you I didn't do anything. Well, you did, because this is what the fucking facts say. You know
Especially when there's where there's so much evidence supporting the fact that you did it. You know, like I don't understand why you would deny it when there's. I mean, you know, like whenever these guys get busted, there's a whole report on like what happened. You know,
exactly.
And it clearly articulates what the person did.
Yeah, it's not secret information, but it's fucking out there. You know what I'm saying?
I know that Water's got this new protocol that, or USADA's got this new protocol where they won't release information until you release information. And the moment you release information, then they'll note it. Then they'll release the information regarding it. So that's why some of the guys are like super quiet, and just
some of
like
it does slip under the radar.
Yeah.
It's quite weird. But there's a whole thing. So it's like if your sample A comes back, and you accept it, you don't have to say anything. The second you ask for the sample B, then it becomes public. That's the way I understand. But they've changed that even more now. Now it's completely, because I think Sean O'Malley was one of those cases, the first one, because he's also fucking blimping, bleeping, leaking, whatever the fuck he's secreting. His body's just secreting substances, but I don't know how the fuck it works. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't say anything, but he actually made a post saying, look, this is what's going on. Like, we don't have to tell you, but I feel it's right that everybody knows. You know what I mean? And like, cool, like I get it. But this whole pulsing shit, dude, fuck, it's weird to me. Like, is your body just secreting fucking steroids? Like, what's going on?
That Ostrin thing is a massive problem at the moment in the supplement market, you know. And for those people who don't know about it, so Ostrin's what they call a SARMs. So it's not actually a steroid, but it's got the similar effects to a steroid. But it's obviously it's a very rife drug in supplements, and I mean, people are getting busted like in the handfuls at the moment with it. So now it's almost getting to the point where you can't take supplements, where you're gonna have to like just purely be on pure food and nothing else.
So that's a good question, because way back when I spoke to the guy from Sage, we did a podcast, and I said to him like, what's your advice to athletes? And his response was, don't take supplements.
Yeah.
He's like, but I don't think it's that easy.
No, it isn't, because I mean, you put your body under so much strain, and it's kind of difficult to eat the right amount of food to get the right amount of amino acids and vitamins, and then in your body is very difficult. So, but at the same time, especially in South Africa, like 4-year ban, that's like your whole career. You know, I know some people are saying they're going to make a comeback after 4 years, but it's a long time to be out of the sport. You know, the sport goes past you. You can train the entire time, but I mean, the sport can definitely go past you. You know. My understanding though is if you get found for performance enhancing drugs, you're not even meant to be in sanctioned gyms and stuff.
So this was a thing someone actually asked, was about the Mart. How is he still so like involved? Because from what we understand, you're not really supposed to be in gyms at events and these kind of things. I don't know. I don't know what the really.
Because did you watch there was, you know, the Anatomy of a Fighter? Yeah. There was one now where they did it for UFC 239 or
with Sean O'Malley.
With Sean O'Malley, and they said
he can't be.
He
at the
went to
event.
Las Vegas and he couldn't even go to the event.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. It's like the Marta commentator at UFC. Like I don't know what the boundaries are. Like,
And
is it,
to be honest,
is that a UFC policy or is that a USADA policy?
to be
or WADA
honest,
policy?
I like the Mart, especially from a technical point of view. Like he brings a lot to that commentary box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I
Does he do it in Portuguese or English?
I don't know. I'm not too sure, but
Yeah, it's
but
on Maxima.
I like him there. I think he's
makes sense.
I think he's a cool addition there. You know what I'm saying? So if he's allowed to and that everything's above board, then cool, let it be. I think he's great in that position. You know what I mean? Especially from the Portuguese angle, which is, it's giving you that access. And he's a former champion, and he was a fucking dominant champion. You know what I mean?
Well,
Juice or no juice, at the end of the day, like he's good to have in there.
But
So
let me
I
make
like
the
it,
statement that, like, I don't think that these guys should be banned from gyms and
That's
events
just
and
the
whatever.
way- Yeah, sure.
You know, like, if you get caught, your punishment is that you can't compete. You can't earn a living doing the thing that you were doing, that you're a professional at.
Sure.
You know, like, that should be sufficient enough. And 4 years is fucking brutal as well. You know,
4 years is brutal.
I think
But
4 years.
years is like that for a reason. They're like,
Well,
the fuck out of here.
in like USADA and WADA, their bans are like up to 2 years, right? It's only like South Africa's got this anomaly with SAIDs where they're issuing these 4-year bans. It's not common to have a 4-year ban.
That dude was trying to explain it to me as well. That Mr. Galant, he was saying, like, at the time, the most famous case was the Cole Henning case, and he was basically saying to me that,
which was real bullshit. Like, that was like hectic.
but he was saying to me that basically what happened from their side. So they go to arbitration. They get, it's like a court. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he just didn't pitch up. Bro. He didn't have. So if you don't have any evidence to provide, you get 4 years. So basically what happens, the minute you get busted, you get 4 years. And then as you start to add mitigating substances, they start to reduce the sentence. You understand what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is
So
that
you've got to have any sort of reason to say, look, this is what I took. And if you didn't, it means you were obviously... So with Cole Henning, the metabolite that they found was like a very short metabolite. So he had to take it just before he fought. And they were saying, okay, it's stuff that could be in pre-workout or it's stuff that you knowingly took. So you have to be able to provide any sort of evidence.
yeah.
Understand what I'm saying?
So, I mean, I spoke to Cole about that when it happened, and he didn't have the money to go through to arbitration.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 20 grand. It's like 20 grand to go to arbitration. Most of these oaks, that's like 3 fights for some of these oaks at that stage when the Cole Henning thing happened, you know? Another thing is, I know that like some of the fighters in the UFC who've accepted their bans haven't disputed anything, got 2 years.
Yeah.
So they accepted that they knowingly took something that was illegal, and they got 2-year suspensions on it. But in South Africa, for some reason, we're issuing 4-year suspensions. You know, I don't care if it's 4 years, 10 years, 2 years. All I'm saying is that it should be consistent everywhere. You know, if an athlete in South Africa pops and an athlete in America pops, it should be the same type of suspension. You know, but yeah, I don't know. It's what do I know?
Listen, bro, it's fight week. How the fuck did we get you?
Should we bring up that card?
Listen, before we go there, just go down. This is quite interesting to me. The Faiz Jacobs body of work in the EFC. Where are you now?
He's had a lot of fights in a very short period of time.
He has, eh? So, debut, Jesse Fleming, Kevin Pecco, lost to Nerek Simoes, beat Umpi Sebeko.
That was a
lost to
weird
Carl
fight,
Elmer.
though. That Nerek fight was very peculiar. Because, if I'm not mistaken, he won the first 2 rounds or something like that.
From what I remember, Nerek like just grappled him really well.
Yeah.
And he managed to withstand Faiz's style when he first started.
Yeah,
like
the berserker
explosion, yeah. But I think I also seem to remember Nerek being in a bit of trouble at a point.
Yeah, I also
like
remember
there
that.
was like a flash where he got caught with something and Faiz just like unloading. That's the interesting thing for me. So then Carl Edenor the loss, Tumsang Madiba, TC Kusu, Billy Oosthuizen on 20 hours notice.
He was certainly prepping for that card, though.
He was there with all intention that a fight was going to go through. But yeah, fuck, hat off to him, dude.
No, 100%.
One thing about Faiz is he's a gamer and he doesn't let like losses get him down. And this is where this fight gets super interesting to me. Can you back your style if that's your style you know, that first round blitz that he comes out against someone like Zulu Boy, do you like completely disregard his power and just go pedal to the metal, get into that pocket and start trading and see what happens and see if you come out on the other side? Like, I don't know. It's such a tough one against a guy like Zulu Boy who is actually quite longer than what you realize. He fights a lot longer than what you realize. Yeah. And if you watch like so many of his fights, like just like a jab, like Zulu Boy throws that full intention jab. The second that thing lands, you can see his opponents are like, okay, fuck.
Yeah.
You know? But I understand what everyone is talking about now.
The thing about Zulu Boy, the only time you've ever seen him in trouble is being out wrestled. Ever. So I mean, to go in there and back your style of striking, I don't think it's necessarily the best strategy, you know? Because now you playing him at his strength, and the only time he's ever shown any weaknesses is in the grappling department. Surely, but I don't know. You know, he also doesn't have a deep history of grappling, so I see the fight just being a 5-round kickboxing fight, and possibly pushed to the decision.
I think so. It's such
Rourke's doing little
signaling
movements here.
Signaling submission. Is that your boy? Listen, I think we should write down some bets here before you start watching. Before you start watching R. Kelly videos, you definitely need to get some bets down. Because I know within 5 minutes it's going to be something coming through.
Rourke's going to be on season 2 of Surviving R. Kelly. Better than being on season 2 of Leaving Neverland, eh?
Ooh, all right. Now we're
bets.
talking.
Are we doing drink bets again?
let's just have a look at this
for
card.
For sure, don't bring that Japanese stuff again.
Let's have a look at this card.
Okay, let's start all the way from the beginning. Go into the EFC one. The EFC one will give you the correct order.
That's boring. Go into the Facebook page, bro. Pull up the proper fight card. Or even go into the Big L Facebook page.
Oh, yeah.
Anywhere you want to go, really.
Hashtag Big L Podcast. Hashtag.
Shameless plug.
Interesting. Hey, our YouTube channel has actually got like 2 trolls, bro.
Oh, nice.
Which means we must be growing.
Yeah, yes, yeah. When you start getting haters, then you know.
Yeah. I got called the Pats, I think. It's pretty interesting.
Who's our trolls? Come, let's give them
I don't know.
head
It's
time.
just some random dude. I don't know.
Shout out to the trolls.
Yeah. They're like, how did a Pats like you get an interview with this person? I think it was with Cheyenne Blismus. Something. And obviously, I think it's Americans. And then the other dude asked, did he ask her about her farting style? I'm like, I'm South African, bro. What do you want from me? Yeah, here we go.
Okay. Majuba versus Swanepoel.
Someone's O has got to go. That's the narrative.
I have never seen someone as bad as Robert.
Have you ever seen anybody fight in the EFC cage that fights out of Planet Fitness? This is the question we need to ask. This is the question we need to ask. Look, I'm team 9mm, bro. I want to see him get in the win column, 100%. But do you think you can win a fight fighting out of Planet Fitness?
Never. Impossible.
Definitely.
And how much do you know about Given Majuba? It is Given, eh?
That's why I said get the EFC one. This one sucks.
This
man.
is the EFC one.
No,
you want
like
from
the actual
website.
website.
From the website. Be more specific next time, bro.
Oh, I lost it here. There you go.
I remember my first time on the internet.
Click on one of them so it goes to that other page.
Ooh, excuse me.
Okay, so we all betting on this one, eh? Majuba Swanepoel. You're saying you're going with 9 mil.
I don't want to go.
You're going with 9 mil.
I don't want to.
I think I'll just went with 9.
He just went with 9 mil.
Yeah, cool, whatever. Fuck it.
Okay, I'll went with 9 mil. I'm gonna go with Given Majuba on this one.
Are you writing these down?
I haven't looked at
Look at that profile picture, bro. Is he what's in his background? Flames or snake
No,
scales?
it's Last Fighter Standing.
Ivan Straden. Isn't that look like a heavyweight?
Yeah.
No,
That's
that's this thing's fucking around again, bro. It always puts Ivan Stratum against somebody.
Oh,
Remember?
it's meant to be Tommy Straden.
Yeah, it's meant to be Tommy
Yeah.
Stratum.
Wow,
He's had quite a record, eh? Has he won a fight yet?
I thought he was pulling an Elvis and Guala Guala and going up.
Yeah. Who needs weight glasses?
he won a fight at Klerksdorp Fight Night in 2016.
Sure.
Yes, he cancelled bout against Stephen May, They would have got fucking mollywopped in that fight.
Jesus. And who was the other dude he got cancelled?
Liam Meredith.
Dwayne Meredith?
Maybe.
Any relation? Anyway.
Okay, I'm going with Majuba
I'm
there.
gonna go with Majuba.
And we've
Listen,
got- and we've
listen,
got
bro.
9 mil over here.
Safe bet.
There's more fucking experience in a sand pit than these two fellas, but so fuck. I'll just go with 9mm just to make sure someone's drinking. And then who's next there?
It's this
You
one,
know,
pool boy.
you know it's bad when they've had to like scan your photo in.
Yeah.
I've never even the promotion has never seen you before. They don't even know who you are.
Click on. I want to see who the name is.
Ntambwe.
Yeah, it'll be here. Hold on.
Ntambwe.
Ah.
There we go.
Bradley Swanepoel versus Yebo Ntambwe from DRC.
Debut. Do you think it's his fighting debut or EFC debut, or
I think it's
It's-
his UFC debut.
so he's actually had a just check it. That's a fucking picture of note. If you want to know what you're looking at, just hop onto
He took that on a
Tapology.
33-10.
I think someone drew that for him
Oh, he beat Eric van Rooyen.
twice, bro.
Fuck, everyone's beat
So
Eric
he's
van
gone
Rooyen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The one time Eric van Rooyen and
What's that? Is that an amateur record, bro?
Yeah.
What's his amateur record? 2 and 4.
Let me tell you about the time Eric van Rooyen and his crew came to World of Warriors. And I actually like Yodri. Yodri's a pretty cool dude. He came to help Dave prep for a EFC fight.
Okay.
And about 11 seconds into round 1 of sparring, Dave kicked and broke his finger, like sideways, like this.
They
So
call that the old knick-knack.
so everyone from Null, I think they were from Nullspruit, eh? Or where were they from? They were from like some in Mpumalanga region or wherever. So all the other guys that came decided they're not fucking carrying on, right? But Eric got balls and he says he's gonna carry on. I honestly saw him get knocked out like 3 times in one sparring session, bro. And every time after he gets knocked out, I'm trying to tell him, stop, bro. Just like, you don't have to prove anything. No, carry on. Boom. Dropped again. I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. So Given's given him a hiding twice.
I'm just, as you're talking about this chick, he beat Eric van Rooyen in his debut, fought someone else. His next fight against Mark Gillespie, lost to, triangle in the first round, and the matchmaker was like, fuck that, I want to see it again. Let's run it back. And then check how badly he lost the next one. It just says lost. It doesn't even say how or why. He just lost, my man. What was the result? He lost.
You know
how?
what blows,
No.
you
Don't
know what
stress
blows my
about it.
mind is how did he get a pro license? You
Oh,
are
bro, they hand
you
these
are
things out.
2 and 4 as an amateur, right? You are coming off a loss as an amateur and you get a pro license to go and fight professional fights.
Yeah, sure,
I'm
bro.
just speculating, but it looks like he lost to this guy and this guy's brother.
That's bro. Where is he fighting in this? Klagsdorp.
EWC, no, it's
This
EWC.
fucking forget Graham Cottonmall, bro. Get this dude into the matchmaking. He's a fucking genius, man.
Patrick Luandula, bro. EWC, man, it is.
No, it's not. Is it EWC?
Yeah, it is.
No, but
Yeah.
before, who was it? Who when
But
he
they were
lost the
all-
triangle? They're like, let's run it back.
Well, apparently he's got 2 confirmed up and coming bouts. One at EFC and one at...
Klagsdorp's gonna be disappointed
Oh, yes.
when he doesn't rock up.
He's from the spring crew.
But you know,
Fuck,
like,
and we're gonna have to guess what he looks like because this photo's not telling us shit.
when
man.
I went pro, I was 3-0, right? 3-1-0 losses. I had to fucking jump through so many hoops to get.
Yes, Warren, we've heard the story before.
How's this? How's this? So many hoops to get a fucking pro license booking, and these are like 2 and 4 recently lost in amateurs getting pro
Warren's
licenses.
becoming like that old MMA grandpa. Back in my day, we had to go through all these hoops. No, I hear you though. Like, I don't know.
Okay, so who are we going?
Who's handing out those licenses,
I'm going
first
with
of all?
Bradley Swan.
Yeah, I'll definitely go with Bradley Swanepoel.
Dude, was it him or his brother that I was supposed to fight? Remember, it was on like a week's notice. And Jay
I
was
can't
good.
remember.
Jay was
Listen,
good.
Rourke, I
Oh.
for sure hope it wasn't this young fella. Because my boy's fucking jacked. He's shredded, boy.
I'm guessing it's his brother then.
I've seen you without a gi on, boy.
Was
You're
it the
gonna
one
get
that
smashed.
fought Cameron Simon?
Well, then we all ended up fighting on the same night.
Was it the one that fought Cameron Simon?
Yeah.
check who this guy fought?
See,
No, it was the brother.
3-0 as an amateur. Now we're talking. All submissions, eh? Rear naked choke, triangle.
No, also 3 before that.
This guy. I don't know if you've heard this story.
Oh, what a bunch of cocks.
Oh, okay. So we're all going Swanepoel here.
Yeah, Swanepoel.
I'm definitely, dude. First and foremost, I'm looking at the stats. He's got a clear picture. We can see who he is. I'm going with that guy.
And he got the nickname the Nightmares.
Yeah, he looks like a nightmare, if I'm honest. I mean, like, if you're on the other side and you're 2-4, that is a fucking nightmare.
As an amateur too. Okay, so we all went with Swanepoel. Now we got
This
Wolverine
boy is anybody's guess now.
Fuck.
Number.
versus
Yeah.
Number.
Can't we just all...
Did you guys see when in Number's last fight when she got submitted with whatever that was, right?
Pressure.
You see Craig Jones was in the crowd and he posted, he's like, "Can anyone tell me if this is a legit submission?" I felt
What a time to
I
get
was like,
submitted,
oh,
bro.
fuck. You got one of the greatest grapplers in the world watching, and you get submitted with one of the fucking most weirdest, probably non-submission submissions ever.
What did they put it down as? Let's have a look.
I think they must have put it on like an Americano or something.
Sure. Christine Volmerans looks
For sure, getting
mean
me
and ready to go. Good lord. What is going on here?
On triangle.
Arm triangle. Interesting. Okay.
That's a horrible fight to have been scheduled for.
Who
Yeah,
was
She was supposed to
Shayna
fight
Powers?
Shana Power, yeah. It was power versus power is how they were billing it. I was like, geez, UFC. Marketing genius.
What's crazy
over
is she
here.
fought Cassandra. I mean, they're literally like 5 weight classes difference, like in size.
Yeah.
It's mental.
Cass was just desperate for a fight.
That was a title fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was at GFC.
GFC. Oh, I think the person making the GFC matchmaker is the same person handing out the fucking licenses, bro. Who needs weight classes?
And
bro?
I wanted to see Given run
Yeah.
that one back.
Yeah. The same dude, bro. That first round triangle was all fluke. Let's run it back.
So, on a side note, I was once at a GFC event. It was like a week after my last fight. And I felt really whatever, and we were standing around here.
Rourke sends a message. I think I'm gonna fight tonight. I was like, okay, go see what you can do.
So I walk up to her, so I was like, if there's anyone who drops off at bantamweight, I'll jump in. So she's like, cool. So I was like, do you want me to jump on the scale? She's like, no, I can see how much you weigh.
That's the same
Okay.
person handing out the licenses.
I'm not ready to fight
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. I think you should head back and cut 1 kilo.
So Jay starts pulling me away. So eventually we walk away. She comes back. She's like, I found a guy for you. He's 54 kilos. So I was like, that's like about I'm 10 kilos off of that. And then she's like, no, and he's 10 and 2. So I was like,
I'm 1-0.
Perfect
I'm
matchmaking.
1-0.
thank you.
Yeah, perfect matchmaking.
No, yeah.
So,
Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to pick a winner.
Okay, just let me see what Volmerans has done before.
Jankyard.
Who? She's got a
She's
couple of wins.
got a
She
So-
beat Imke Smith.
kickboxing. In kickboxing, she only fought one person.
Imke the entire time.
No, so she fought Imke in kickboxing and then won in an unknown street fight.
Hey,
Bro,
she,
like, listen, what is going on where doesn't even say an organization, they
name
just
though?
won.
Mambu Doreen Stefani, right? I don't even know what I should be imagining in my head.
That's from the RMAF, bro. It's probably like
You say Mambu and I'm like, okay, I know what I'm imagining now. Then you're like, Doreen. I can imagine some
Completely
like
off track.
60-year-old lady with pink hair. Then you say Stefani. I'm like, hey.
well. So she went to so who are we looking at? Volmerans. She went to the RMAF, to the Worlds, because that was at Worlds.
I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Volmerans.
I'm gonna go.
With Number? Are you going with Number? You going with Power?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Number.
Okay.
She's
Good
got
job.
in terms of this, she's a seasoned veteran, bro. She's been in there before. She's had at least a fight in the UFC.
Why are you
so
highlighting her head coach's name, Rock?
Ferdy Basson.
Basson. Okay, cool. So we got
Are you saying that Ferdy Basson is a game plan genius? Is that what you're trying to
What
say?
I'm saying is the safer bet. Who's Paula?
She's from Cape Town, I think. Who's the coach?
college.
No
Why
one.
does it say college? We're not interested in what college she went to.
I'm sure she's from the same, or she was from the same camp as Rayo Sanchez, I want to say. I might be.
Profitness.
Who?
Pro Fitness.
Okay. Anyway, moving along.
Kickboxing and fitness academy.
I'm just keeping us alive. I'm the underdogs guy today.
Yes, it was always going to get so drunk.
Ooh, I like this one, eh? I like this next fight.
This one looks like a good one.
Roy
Roy.
versus Klongwa.
Klongwa.
The
How are they-
lesser
how are
known
they-
Klongwa brother.
Yeah, how are they managing to deal with one Klongwa and not the other one? That makes no sense to me.
Oh man.
Like,
Which-
Mzondile, I think
wh-
he's done so. I think he's just like, fuck
Which
this.
one
He's just going to
got the no contest against Gordon?
Mzondile,
Mzwandile,
the nut kicker.
the nut kicker.
Yeah, well, you know. Roy doesn't have a great record, but he's a fucking huge human being, bro.
0-1. Men of War.
No, he's at UMF now. He's definitely UMF. I see him there all the time.
He fought Dimitri and beat Dimitri by split decision.
Some say that's not an achievement.
This is brutal, lad.
No, I'm just joking.
Mm.
It's like messing with
Looks
people.
like a unit though. Jesus.
Yeah, Kulekani. Yes, dude, and he's got a, I think it's a left high kick from hell, dude. Ooh, who was it? He fought. Go to Kulekani's record. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
Who did? I think it was that Moose Hume. What is his name?
That is dedicated.
Colin Hume.
Yeah, he fought his brother. Hey, did you not know that?
Yeah,
Cyrus still brought it up with Mzwandile after the Hellbow. He was like, "Will you fight your brother again?" I was like, come on, bro.
He didn't fight. It was cancelled.
No, he fought his
No,
brother.
they did fight.
They fought each other.
Yeah, no, they legitimately fought each other.
Klongwa versus Klongwa.
Correct. Hey, bro.
Who won?
Stakes on the table. Someone's got to get it, bro. Mzwandile.
Where's it on
Think
his
you won.
record though?
There. It's there as like a cancelled bout, but it happened. Shit, he lost to Cameron Pritchard. Was that as an amateur?
Bro, hold on, just scroll down. Look at the guys he fought as an amateur.
Jeez,
Just
bro.
scroll down all the way, Rourke. Van Wyk Povey, do you know who he signed to Glory Kickboxing when he moved to America? I was in
For a
Thailand
second,
with
I
him.
thought they said Brian Stan. I was like, that's got to be a mistake. It's like, there is no way. The greatest American of all time. There's no way.
That was the South African version.
Yeah.
Brian Stain.
Yeah, close. Close enough.
But he fought Van Wyk Povey, Petey Coxon,
Dwayne Davies.
Just
Gwayne-
scroll up.
Gwayne Gretsch. Tyron
Cameron
Rodriguez.
Pritchard.
Yeah.
He fought his brother, who's a savage. Tressa
Trezor
Balua.
He's also a beast.
Yeah.
Jason Pretorius. Neil
Neil
Duplessis.
Duplessis.
Jesus, bro, where was this like fighting? Fight Star.
Yeah.
Fight Star was
Fight
the
Star,
shit back in the
MFC.
day. Eh?
Bro, if you look at the first couple of Fight Star cards, like all those oaks became
Yeah.
the like top level EFC guys, bro.
Check this. Hold on.
Fight Star 15.
No, wait. Check this.
Pretty crazy, eh?
I think the first
It's
one
so,
I
like
fought at
Fight
Fight Star was
I know,
4.
I know Grant Olaf isn't our biggest fans, but it's and feelings mostly mutual. But Fight Star is a big loss to us, dude. Massive
It is,
loss.
it
Just
is.
in terms of even like of experience of putting on cards and shows and that like big.
Start with 1, bro. 1, like that whole fight card from 1 went to
Chochalo, who's that with the paste and spike, bro?
Mr. Hanekong.
That was the headline from this one. Let's check it these fights.
You got to screen grab that and send that to Chad, dude.
Octavia.
Yeah,
So
Josimar
what they
Octavia.
don't show you, so I remember this one because this is the one I fought on, right? There were 2 junior fights. I was first, then it was Rudy Roots versus someone else, and then
As
this
a
was
junior fight,
3.
didn't even make it onto Tapology.
Yeah.
This was fight 3.
Was that the one
Crazy,
where you
eh?
had to put the weights in his pocket at weigh-ins?
No, this was after that.
Ah.
This is when he actually fought someone, so it's
So Josimar Octavia,
but then it's
Rudolph van Heerden.
maybe it wasn't this one.
Go to 1. 1 was awesome. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like most of those cards became EFC pros.
So let's see here.
Jordan Machtel, who was like labeled to become the next thing and like go to the UFC. They're trying to get him tough. But
Baron
BB
Minaber,
BB went to EFC. Donovan
Jason van der
Wilken,
Merwe.
Jason Van der
Donovan
Merwe, Matt
Wilken.
Bierski, Tumasang Madiba, Monet Prinsloo was in the EFC. Okay, Mark Curry didn't make it there. Frederick Naumann, Dinesh Rue. Dinesh is actually pretty good. Gordon, Etienne Jacobs is still fighting amateurs, funny enough. PT and Stefan in the EFC. Sean Marks did last LMS.
Yeah. Jason Lang.
Yeah,
Gio.
Gio Pretorius. Henry
Jeez.
Buerta,
Hectic, eh?
Martin,
Rudolph Skippers.
JP's brother Martin.
Bro, second from the bottom there. That on the left.
Rudolph Skippers.
This boy's not passing the USADA test in 2019.
As he bulked up again. He got small
bro,
for a while.
that picture will test positive.
Yeah, no, but I remember then. But he got small again.
Yeah, but that picture will pop. If you had to swab that picture with a earbud, it's gonna fail.
What an unfortunate.
Like your floor over here after Rourke dropped his Virgin bottle.
Bastard. Jeez, how's this oak's fighting career, bro? Brendan Groenewold, Christopher Volvarens, Dalchelo Ngambula, and Warren Ellison. No easy fights at the top,
yes,
eh?
bro.
Jesus, bro. Anyway, back to the card. How do we
Yeah.
get you? Oh, Fight Star. Grant, we love you, buddy. Bring back Fight Star. Hashtag. 6 days stoic. You know what this is? It's awkward.
Okay. So who are we going with? I'm going with Longo.
I'm going to go with Klongwa.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Roy just to be.
Mix it up,
Different.
bro. Mix it up. Mix
Just
it
to
up.
be
I like it.
different.
Elvis and Gwala Gwala. Jeez, I just hope he stays in this universe, bro.
Roderick's gonna KO the
Yeah.
one time, bro.
I see the same thing happening again, bro. I don't know why they hate this kid. This kid, like, he was telling me about working at KFC
Fucking
or some
hairstyle,
shit,
bro.
Yeah, listen, when you arrive looking like a dish sponge, bro, you gotta expect it, bro.
He looks like the love child between a dish sponge and the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Yeah, shit's getting personal.
Oh man.
Yeah,
No,
but
I
listen,
think Roderick's gonna murder him, bro.
Roderick Kenner hits fucking hard, dude.
Why did he call him?
I'm gonna say Gwala Gwala by leg lock.
By leg? Oh fuck. Yes,
Yeah, bro, don't you know? Call him the
Why-
Gwala Gwala Death Squad.
Why did
bro.
Roderick used to call himself Euro when we trained at Quantum Tribe? Remember, he used to be Euro Kenner. Like we never knew him as Roderick.
Yeah, his name is Roderick Kenner.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
maybe it's his
Middle name.
ancestral name. Something.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, but Roderick's a beast, bro.
Yeah, if he hits
Especially like a
you,
guy
if he hits
that
you
is
with a
gonna
hook, bro,
be.
you fucked.
He's going to be slightly bigger. He's going to be more physical. I feel like he's going to be a bit stronger. You don't know, but yeah, dude, he hits like a truck, dude. And poor Elvis, dude. Like,
Who did Elvis beat?
did he beat somebody?
Yeah, it
in
says
the
1 and
UFC?
2.
Oh, Robert Swanepoel.
Man, no.
Look, we can't read too much into that. If we're honest. If we're being fair, but good for him. Rocky Lunga.
Rocky
that's a-
Lunga.
Look at this. They hate this dude, bro. Mark Cumber at middleweight, out the gate. Okay, we'll give you a freebie. Take 9mm. Rocky Lunga, dude. That is like this poor kid, bro. How did he lose to Rocky? Decision. Fair. I remember that fight actually.
Bro, Rocky.
Listen, let's
Rocky
get
is
the
massive,
Klagstorp matchmacher back in here, and let's run it back with Rocky in 2 years' time.
Rocky is massive, bro.
Dude, I will not get in a cage with that gentleman. I don't give a fuck. I'll outweigh him by 70 kilos.
I love how he's like significantly bigger than Elaine, and he calls himself Commander Man. Like, like
exactly. Yeah,
he's the boss
boy.
in that brotherhood, right? And Elaine like rolls at welterweight and lightweight, and he's like cutting down to featherweight and lightweight. I'm like, fuck.
Dude, how strong is that dude, bro?
Bro.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. He's
I
a freak, bro.
rolled him the one day at training, and I put him in an armbar, and then he just looked at me like,
He was like, cool story, bro.
yeah, cool. So like I tried.
You know, it was,
I must
you know
have gone
it's
for like 10 submissions on him because like his grappling's getting there, but he's not the greatest grappler yet, right?
He makes mistakes.
So you like get into all these good luck in trying to finish a submission on him, bro. Fuck.
Bro, that oak locked an Americana on me, and I just started praying to whoever's above us, bro. I was just like, I would just like to leave with my arm attached today, please. That's all I'm asking for. I'm happy to tap. You can call me Mac Tappity. I don't care. I'm gonna tap.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
dude, he's a scary individual.
Him
So
and Elisa, I'll just
So you're going with
yeah. So Roderick is definitely the one.
this poor old Elvis, my boy. For sure, Elvis. For sure, whoever's handling these
Chilombo
fights.
Mikishi, what's happened to that oak? He's like 3-0 in the
The
UFC.
old monkey. Bro, someone keeps sending me a message about this dude. What is happening with him? He was at.
He's 3-9
He
UFC.
was
I
at.
mean, that's a pretty
He
good
was
run,
at
bro.
CIT, dude. And this dude is legit, eh?
Yeah.
Who was his last fight? Was it in Sun City? I'm
Pierre
sure.
Boita.
Dude, that kid was legit. I can't believe he's not around. Maybe there's
The crazy thing is that Pierre is going contendership fights
Yeah.
on the weekend, bro.
Yeah, and he beat. I remember that fight. I'm sure it was in Sun City.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm sure. Almost positive. It was in and I still remember like being quite.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was in Sun City. I still remember being quite taken aback by his hands and how far he had progressed in such a short amount of time. His
What's
hands were
happened to him,
insanely
though?
good, man. Yeah, he was fighting out of CIT at that time. I don't know where he is now. If anybody knows,
I mean,
maybe from CIT, maybe
3-0 is a decent start to your career in
dude,
the
and,
UFC,
and,
bro.
and a convincing 3-0. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Pierre Boita and Roderick Kenner. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Roderick Kenner was like maybe 1 or 2 fights away from a title not so long ago. You know, you could make that argument. So, yeah, dude, I'd like to see him back.
Okay,
Serious
cool.
talent, dude. Serious talent. I would definitely say he's probably the most talented out of the Makishi crew.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so everyone went with Kenna on that one. Except Ollie went with what about
Valeglock.
Garimba versus Masloba.
So this is an interesting one. Takunda Garimbo is allegedly fighting out of Fight Fit Militia. Not allegedly. In fact, I think he
it's
is
guaranteed
fighting.
fighting on Fight Manager.
So are we going to see Chef in his corner? Are we going to see
Maybe.
who are we going to see in his corner?
How cool are those videos
Be
of Chef
interesting.
and the kids
Yeah,
doing the grappling competition, and everyone's going like tilt,
boss, yeah. Dude,
No,
those
those are awesome,
guys,
eh?
you want to talk about a death squad, bro.
yeah, yes, yeah.
Those dudes are raising an army. Those dudes are raising an army. Listen, if the apocalypse breaks out, I'm driving straight to FFM.
Have you ever heard when the flow grappling guys talk about when they go to Art of Jiu-Jitsu? And they talk about like when you get there, they say no. The Mendes brothers say no. You can roll our green belts, our kids, to start with. He said those are the most brutal kids you'll ever roll in your entire life. Just like raping adults left, right, and center. Like Oaks aren't even keen to get into the adults class afterwards, bro. That's what FFM's becoming, bro.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with that.
No. Okay, so
Look at Chris Wilson, dude. He's what, 17 now?
Chris didn't come out of FFM.
No, but I'm saying
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
17 now. Look where dude. That
Yeah.
kid's gonna be ripping limbs, well, he's already ripping limbs, to be honest. But he hasn't even like hit his straps yet. He's gonna be an absolute murderer, and he's gonna continue to destroy Rourke at every competition.
If only Rourke would listen to someone saying from the sideline, stand up, get your leg in the center and pass his guard. Rourke's like, nah, I'm going to leg lock Chris.
I know what I'm doing, bro.
It was a
How did that
good
work out
exchange.
for
It was
you?
a great exchange for the first like 3 minutes of just leg entanglements, but then someone was eventually going to get a leg lock.
Yeah, and it wasn't Rourke.
You only fought him once though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I saw you beat him in the gym.
You made it onto the cover of Submission Quest. They cancelled my photo and put your photo in there.
Because I was more technical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They put me into the middleweight category. They're like, no,
Listen,
but
boy,
you're
I didn't
fine.
want to say it.
But
eh?
you're fine. You go up to middleweight.
You know you're supposed to
I
stay-
didn't want to
you're
say
supposed
it,
to
but
stay
I would have
cool as
also.
You're supposed to stay cool as a cornerman, right?
I thought you were going to say cool as a cucumber.
This guy's cool.
You saying it.
This guy's
Cool as a cornerman, bro.
This guy's next fight walks on, and he was turned the other way. And I remember thinking, oh my goodness.
I saw
that
the
guy's
photo
balls.
of that dude.
And
that
one
you had to
turned
roll.
around and looked me straight in the eye.
It's like, what the fuck are they doing to me? See, that's why you don't have teams break up, because then they're ugly too, and they give you these big
Gentlemen.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw the photos. I was like, sweet baby Jesus. What the hell is that?
Because Flong was
Twin.
Joe
Yeah.
Big cousin.
Yeah. Yeah. It was Kolo Mzwandile Hlongwa.
Okay, so Matlopa is this guy from Durban, right?
Yeah.
He's from the Supers Gym or something like that, isn't it?
Super's gym.
Yeah, it's Super.
Listen,
So he fights, I might be wrong, but I think he fights out of Hasati.
But he lives in Durban though,
Yeah.
so he
Owen-
comes up for like 2 weeks before the fight, and then
0-2.
yeah,
Clearly
I'm
working.
definitely going with Takunda Garumba on this one. The problem is he takes so many late notice fights.
Rourke, go down. Carry on going down. Does it have anything in the biography? At least ask me those
You got beat
questions.
by Bradley.
No, he's got like a really hectic story, eh?
Is it?
Like
I'd like to hear the biography there.
I wouldn't. I'm not going to tell the story. One day you can get him on the podcast. But he's got like a pretty hectic story. You could maybe even get JP to tell you the story. But he's a strong-willed individual, bro. But I'm still going to take Gurumba.
I was like, geez, you're selling me, bro.
I'm still taking Gurumba.
Do me a favor quickly, Rourke.
Yeah.
Go to where, like you did now. Go to click on Robert Swanepoel. Let's see if his affiliation is Planet Fitness.
Who does he train with? No one.
Pierre Buerta.
Pierre Buerta.
Once a week, maybe. I don't know.
What does it say? Oh, Sensei Fire Club. That was when he was with that karate dude.
Discipline.
Him and Billy.
Boxing.
Him and Billy used to be with that karate guy.
And I do see him doing jiu-jitsu at Rio Grappling, I think, somewhere. But on the Tapology, what does it say? Oh, the good old flying knee, eh? Bent over flying knee in that picture. You see that thing? Rourke, did you take that picture?
Are you working this weekend? Awkward.
Okay.
So
What-
I've got
what does it say?
an affinity for like really bad television, you know, like drivel. And I watch Jersey Shore, right?
Oh, sweet.
And then Paulie D guy's always like, awkward.
Check it that mug, boy. Boys mean business. What does it say?
Nothing.
No affiliation. Planet Fitness. Can we edit it? That'd be pretty cool. Bro, hang on. Go down. This infuriates me. So he won a fight in an unknown promotion.
Last year.
TKO, second round, last year.
17 seconds into round number 2.
Is Brandon Pietis a legitimate fighter? Was it they're making this
He was
up?
0-0 when that fight happened.
Bro, this isn't... Bro, hang on. This dude fought him Zwandile Hlongwa. How did this happen? I don't even remember that.
I watched. He was defeated by Mzunile's eyes.
No, I mean,
He's a coward.
that's cuck styles, eh? To be thrown to him Zwandile. Was that the Durban card? Was that when I fought?
Yeah, it was.
That
Good lord. Bro, this is where you're going to ask the question is how the fuck did this
Oh, I remember that because Jason was trying to build that fight up already, and it was like super awkward at weigh-ins and stuff because Robert was there and Jason had been talking shit about that guy already. Remember?
Yeah.
Because they were meant to fight the next month,
Oh yes, I do remember that.
and he was like, I remember that now.
Bro, listen, have you ever been beaten so badly when it just says you lost to punches?
What is that?
Lost punches, my man. Is that
Jeez,
like a
it-
verbal submission?
Twice.
Yeah. Is that like a verbal
I
submission?
think the
Sakamani.
one was a verbal submission.
I'd also verbally submit, but that's why I'm not in there. And I'm sitting here talking cock about people that are in there.
So we're all going with Gurumba.
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck.
Definitely going with Gurumba.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like that fight. I think it's going to be a good one.
Gurumba and Super.
Mm.
I think it's going to go quick 6, bro.
Okay. It's going to go quickly then.
Shatamba versus Bristol.
First of all, how the hell is this a main card fight?
Well, Billy was 3-0 at one stage. What's he now?
Bro, he was sparking bags, bro. Come on now.
What is he now?
He hits hard. He's 3-1, I think. 3-2.
3-2.
Okay.
I want to try to get back to the.
He obviously hits hard because
Yeah, no. He definitely hits
every
hard.
oak I see where thing is he throws everything from his hips, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, a highly skilled striker could work around that quite easily, but the moment he lands on you, you're fucked.
He lost. You see, like any sort of half decent competition, he's in shit.
Well, you got to the 3rd round with Tumisang.
Yeah. But he was.
I didn't see the fight.
Bro,
though.
listen.
There was
He
one
got to
way
the
graphic.
he got to the 3rd round with Tumisang, bro, and it was starting to
Is
get
it?
like CTE scary, dude. You're
Ah.
like, okay, listen, let's get him out of there.
How fucking crazy is that boxer who died from
Yeah, dude.
that fight the other day? That
No joke,
Dagestani boxer.
It's crazy, eh?
And they
Did
got
you see
that.
the video with his coach asking
Yeah.
him to stop?
Yeah. Well,
Bro, it gives me goosebumps. It's scary, eh?
Shit. That was
Scary, dude.
hectic, bro. And he can't even respond to the coach. Did you see? Like,
Scary, dude.
my
Super
goodness,
scary.
bro.
Super scary. Yeah, don't be scared to throw in the towel. There's nothing wrong with it.
There's no
happens,
shame in
yeah,
throwing
dude.
the towel, bro.
That fight, honestly, that Tumisang Madiba fight with...
I didn't get to see it. And how did
that,
the fight,
yeah,
his fight
dude,
go? He went
sort of similar as well. It was a lot of like exchanges, but he took it. Dude, that kid's got a chin on him, like a dangerous chin. You know what I mean? Yeah, it should come up, bro. Should come up in one of those weird. Is it a highlights clip of this? Watch that volume, dude.
21 minutes.
Listen, we're not going to sit and watch this whole fight, bro.
Yeah, just get into like get into the fight. I want to see
Yeah.
it.
What's this? First round. Is this on EFC's website?
YouTube.
I mean, on their YouTube though, their YouTube page.
Yeah.
I think this was put up as in the build up for this card. Oh. Also, like a lot of scrappy stand up in this fight. Okay, for sure. Let's watch this.
Yeah,
later.
yeah. That's, do you remember Zoran from school?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's coaching
He's coaching
Tumi-san.
Tumi-san.
Oh, wow.
Hard Knocks Fitness, I think, their boxing gym. I've seen a lot of that sort of level boxers coming out of that gym. So it's different. But again,
Where is it? Where is it?
It's here in the East End, I think, somewhere.
Okay.
I think. I might be completely mistaken. My thing with that is, and I was actually thinking about this, I'm glad you mentioned it. Okay, we're going to get there anyway. Okay, we'll go back to that when we get to Tumi-san. So,
Okay.
what are the picks here?
I'm going to go with Chitamba. That guy's striking is pretty
Yeah, I'm
decent,
going to go
bro.
Chitamba by decision. I think
it'll be a TKO.
He's going to stop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
TKO.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think the only way Billy wins that is if he can take.
Yeah.
Is this right? This next fight.
Yeah.
When did this change?
Gonna be great.
This week?
Who was Karam supposed to fight? Wasn't it someone was moving up from featherweight?
Andrew Smith.
So that's off. I missed that completely.
Well, putting on so much weight from featherweight to middleweight is no easy task.
Well, bro, ask Elvis and Gwala Gwala, dude, how that fared for him, bro. He almost got knocked into
But
the next
I
fucking
saw
dimension.
Wesley Hawkey prepping Andrew for this fight. So there must have been an injury somewhere.
Yeah, maybe someone was like, listen, bro, it's probably a bad idea.
He might have just been too light, bro. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
you looked at got on the scale 3 weeks out and you're just like, yeah, dude, listen, this is...
And Lyle's
this is
not a joke,
mistake.
bro.
Yeah, dude,
Lyle's
that's
a fucking tough
animal,
fight, bro.
dude. Okay, so he's fighting Stefan Pretorius.
I still remember when he fought
I like that fight way better, if I'm honest.
Mark Hume. And like everyone's like, oh, Mark's going to run through this oak.
Yeah.
And then Mark still put Karam's name on his jacket. And then Karam just pulled it out of nowhere, bro. I was like, fuck. And he like grinded him out.
Yeah.
He's training
Beast,
at
bro.
Absolute MMA in Melbourne, huh?
Mm.
Yeah.
I prefer this fight though. At least it's like a legitimate.
Well, when your
Legitimate
coach is
fight.
Lachlan Giles, I'm sure you're going to be winning a lot of grappling competitions, bro.
Yeah, I like this fight way better. Look at that body
Yeah.
of work, bro. Tyron Bester, Marcel Teniers. Shout out to Marcel. Never going to see him back in the cage again. He's serving a 25-year ban.
But props to him for just owning up to it, bro.
Yeah.
He didn't even
Oh, well, bro,
dispute
look.
it.
We weren't surprised, if I'm honest. Then he had cancelled bouts. Look at this cancellation, bro. Bruno Makulu, Pupanga. Who's that? I
Temba
can't see.
Gurumba.
Temba Gurumba. And?
John.
It must be overseas.
Yeah, it was the Australia fight.
Jeez, those are some cancellations. I'd also cancel those. No, just kidding. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I think Karam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
he's this dude. Isn't this dude like paying for himself to come here
He got a
and
sponsor,
fighting
yeah.
for free? Isn't he?
Something like that.
So yeah, we'd hope that he's going to win that. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll go and carry him.
Bagatine versus Kanyeba. We have to.
Interesting fight.
We've
this.
all from the Vale. We have to go with Bagatine.
I don't see how.
He's the leader of our people, bro.
Yeah, 100%. You don't pick against your people, bro.
Especially not your mighty leader. I like this fight, bro. I think it's gonna be interesting to see. This is where I think the newer, older Dino Bagatini is really gonna get tested, because Aniset's gonna do everything he can to try and suck in that ball, I think that's where he does his best work. Have you ever seen how he throws like that 1-2 and that left hook, like that simple 1-2-3, that like 1-2-3 combination? It's almost like he's throwing like off his heel. Have you seen it? And he's like so straight up when he throws. Like it's super weird. But he obviously hits fucking hard because he does spark hooks. You know what I mean? And the craziest thing with Dino in his, I think it's the fight with Bruno Makulu, you could see almost like Rich like sucking him back into the game plan, like constantly reminding him, like don't get into that brawl mode because Dino, he's gonna get sucked into it. You know what I mean? I mean that's what he was famous for. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes about this because it's look, I think if you look past and he said all the antics and shit that you'll come up with a mistake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not a walkover by any stretch of the man.
No,
How many fights does he have in the EFC, dude? This dude has been in the EFC. Fuck.
10 and 9.
Is that all? I think it's all in the EFC.
Yeah, all in the UFC.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
19 pro fights in the EFC. How many other dudes have got a record like that? Not many, I can promise you.
What
was his first EFC?
I
EFC
cornered
what?
BB for that
First
fight
fight
against.
was 4 down.
Welcome to the EFC, Matt.
Yeah.
Then BB.
Yeah, I cornered BB for that fight. So I
Still,
remember
the
like
sock's been around.
I remember when we were prepping for him, we're like, he's just got 0 ground game. We're just gonna like grind it out, but he's obviously got some sort of like defensive wrestling over
I
the time.
think that's what I said. Like he's probably like a lot stronger than and heavier than what you realize. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's probably got heavier hips than what you
It
realize.
feels like the Tumisang Madiba drama with him and Tumisang was like the other day.
Yeah,
So far down that list.
crazy, eh? Yes, dude. This dude's fought
He
everybody.
got smashed by Tumisang when that fight was run back.
Yeah, it's crazy to think like where do you think? I think he's legitimately probably like if he was focused, he'd probably fight at featherweight.
Yeah.
And
That
he's,
one,
and
I
he's
mean,
fought Oaks at a
That's
fought
where
at
he
middleweight.
started though. Eh?
Yeah,
The Boyd fight was featherweight. The BB fight was featherweight. The Fatera fight, I think, was also featherweight.
so yeah, dude. Look, it's no. You look at Dino Bagatine and everything he's done, and you look at Anisik Kanyebe, and you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But it's a hell of a fight, that dude. It's a hell of a fight, and the reality is that Dino has to be sharp, and he can get caught. I mean, we've seen it. It's quite a nice backstory to this fight, I think, and I think the EFC missed a bit of a trick. It kind of like pushed that teammate revenge for him and Cam, kind of thing. I think they could have worked that angle a bit. But yeah, it's a good fight, man. A lot of people actually, as soon as this fight was announced, were like, "This is a better fight than Dino versus Pidi."
I think it's a way better fight than
Yeah,
Dino
for
versus
sure.
PD.
And he said always brings a
everyone
bit of
wins,
entertainment along.
Yeah, I think
with
everyone
Dino
wins,
as
yeah.
well. So it's good fight. I like that fight.
So
we'll
you're going with Aniset then, huh?
So I was going with Anisette.
I'm trying to sell the fight. The EFC didn't. Is what I'm doing.
Yeah, definitely a Bagatine.
Both of us with Dino. Oh,
Yeah.
Dino, don't listen to these fuckers.
Hey, Dino, he's the one that said all those things, bro.
I'm just trying to say that there's a lot to this fight, and it's exciting, and I'm excited, and I'm happy to see it. But I have a feeling
We're like in the veil at the moment.
no.
Like
This
right
is the mayor of
now.
our people, bro. I think
You're going to be
Dino's-
evicted quick sticks,
I
bro.
honestly think Dino's grappling ability is just going to be the defining factor. It's going to be too much for Anisette to handle. It's just going to be he's too heavy.
His grappling's improved
Bro,
significantly
and he's
lately. Eh?
strong. So yeah, I think that'll be the major difference. I think that's what'll be ended. Dino will eventually drag him down and finish it.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, now you can come back to your Tumisang story.
Tumisang.
Something about Zoran and the East
Tumisang.
Grand.
The biggest problem with Tumisang is that he can't settle in a gym, and you cannot strictly go. The funny thing is, Zoran and his dudes were at Apex a little while ago on a Saturday morning. They were like doing a bit of mitt work and getting a couple of grappling rounds in. So there's obviously guys around there that dabble in a bit of grappling here and there, but you cannot fight pure Buerta without any grappling, bro.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to get up, you're going to have to find some way to get to the fence, you're going to have to deal with a bit of clinch work, you're going to have to deal with all of these things. And if you've spent 6 weeks hitting pads, fuck, you're in for a long night, dude. And that's the reality.
So what happened? I mean, he recently had a photo at the Martyr Gym. Like, what happened there?
Dude, I don't know the story, but he's one of those dudes, bro. He's just pecking around, you know what I mean? He just can't settle, and that's the thing for me with Tumisang Madiba. Tumisang has all the talent in the world. He's probably one of the greatest talents this organization has ever seen. I just feel like lately his motivation, and I respect it, his motivation is purely based financially. He just wants to fight and get the money. He's not interested in building a career and having a dramatic career. He just wants to get fights to get paid. That's the way I see it. Whether I'm wrong or right, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? For me, a guy like Tumisang in the right hands would probably hold the title by now. Obviously, he had the sideline with the stupid fucking cannabis.
Which is crazy. It's not even on Said's website.
It's so
anymore.
ridiculous. But, you know, so obviously he's like making up for lost time and he just wants to be active and stuff like that. But this bouncing around, Bruce, it's not good. You know what I mean? Like, you got to settle somewhere eventually. And settling in a boxing gym, is that the right place? We'll see.
You never know, hey, because you always see like these weird stories where guys like settle in with like this really small gym.
No, for
and
sure.
These guys that
For
are
sure.
just focused on this very specific element of the sport, and I don't know. I hope he wins.
We'll see.
Look, so this is a contendership fight, eh?
Pretty much.
Winner fights for the featherweight title.
This is another thing that bothers me. Like a guy who okay, I think his first cut to bantamweight was a struggle. I seem to remember that.
I think he walks around like 67 or 68. I don't think
think about his fight with Urshad Saeed. I think that must be one of the best bantamweight fights the UFC's ever seen.
That was good, That was like so back and forth.
Definitely in the top 5 best you've ever seen.
What do you drop with like a spinning elbow or something
dude,
stupid?
Think about that. They returned like spinning elbows, bro.
Yeah.
Think about that fight and where he was at that time of his career. I think he actually like he won that fight. You know what I mean? He won regardless of how he lost. He went out on the shield, and that's the Tombstone you want to see. And he still does come out like that. I just don't know if he still has that same flame. You know what I mean? Like that same fight. You can put a bit of volume, dude. Don't stress. But this was, dude. Honestly, this was one of the craziest fights ever. And you know, if he went from here to like a major camp and stuck it out, fuck, where would the circle be?
Imagine him
now?
with Rich, bro. But I think certain personalities only work in that environment.
No, for sure. And look, that's not to say where he is we don't know anything, we don't know much about that camp. You know what I mean? Maybe he's gonna come out and show us some of the craziest shit we've ever seen. We don't know.
Oh,
yeah, dude, and he hits hard. At bantamweight, this dude hits hard. Bro. He hits very, very hard. Did you guys see Urshad hinting at a comeback?
that'll be nice, eh? Urshad,
Dude, what a time.
he's a technical maestro, bro. Like that guy. I mean, that first round, the first fight between Urshad and Demart, that first round was absolutely beautiful to watch between the two of them, bro. It was just like such a high display of like technical striking.
Yeah.
It was fantastic to watch. But I do think, you know, like to end your career the way you did, on like such a weird note.
Bro, he you know, I actually spoke to Urshad quite a bit back and forth between that whole saga. And he said something which was quite weird. He was like, he was basically saying he's just so tired. Like this whole emotional like roller coaster, if you want, just completely sucked it out of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I understood it. I was like, just dude, I get it. You know what I mean? Like it's this constant deflation of like losing to your nemesis, and then he's bust, and then he's not bust, and then you run it back, and then he is bust. You know what I mean? Like it's, imagine what that does to your psyche. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, he comes across as a guy that doesn't need to fight. You know what I mean? He does it because he loves it, you know?
What does he do for a living? What is he...
Dude, I don't really know. He's like in New Zealand for a bit.
I see he's at City
does,
Kickboxing now, right? With Eugene Berman.
Yeah. And he's also, like, so he's training and stuff, so looks, maybe he's trying to get into another organization, but he hinted at a comeback. I'd love to see him back in there. We could... and we
take the winner of Zuluboy and
Oh, drop with that spinning elbow
Yeah,
after he just tried to throw one.
Yeah. This was a fight and a half.
No, this was awesome.
Hopefully EFC doesn't kick us off YouTube.
Oh.
Check, bang. Jeez, what a fight, dude.
No, that was great, eh?
This was not so long ago, and this was like EFC was flying, dude. It was just crazy. The commentators saying that he's gonna choke him from. Cool.
On the wrong side, yeah.
Yeah. So picks. Interesting, tough one, tough picks. You think he's gonna grind it out?
I think that's the logical decision because of the wrestling, but I always
fight
do
to
picks on my heart with heart, bro.
I'm also going Madiba.
No.
Madiba.
And
No, you said Botha already, bro.
Yeah, you said Botha, bro.
Hang back.
Listen.
You said Botha.
Changed my mind.
No, you
No,
no
there's no
changing
such
minds,
thing,
yeah,
bro.
bro.
No such thing.
No changing minds, yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Fine. I was got Canelo, so.
Fine, you can have to be.
And 9 more.
Yeah. I'll pick Namal happy, bro. He's my boy. Phew.
Okay, and then the finale.
Zulu boy. Faiz.
On a side note, are we
Jacobs.
all driving there together?
We're driving there.
The
in
Vale.
Maybe what we should do is get Dino Bagatine to drive us there.
Yo. Like an entourage.
We'll ask him if we can get his Edenvale escort out of here.
100%.
Okay, Jacobs versus Zulu.
Should we try and break down like how we think this fight's gonna?
Yeah, I want to hear
take place.
I want to hear your keys to victory for both guys. That's what I want to hear.
Personally, I think if Jacobs comes in with a strong game plan, he'll push Zulu up against the cage, do a lot of clinch work up against the cage, and then try and wrestle him against the cage. I think that's like his key to victory there. I think Zulu, his key to victory is just to be Zulu, you know? The way he fought Craig Nino, the way he fought, you know, just come out.
Express himself.
Yeah. Just
He
come
also,
out.
He also stays quite cool. If you remember his fight with Sylvester, he coasted that first round.
Yeah.
He didn't care what happened because he knew where he wanted to turn it up.
Yeah.
He
You know,
also,
like, I remember-
Zulu is way more cerebral than what you realize. He definitely downloads the beginning part of information. He checks the timing. He checks the range. We all know him as like this great strike and stuff, but he's a lot more cerebral than I think most people realize.
Yeah.
He'll definitely have that feeling out process to kind of and I think especially against a guy like Faiz who generally comes out so wild, it's probably not a bad idea. You know what I mean? Like, this is the thing. This is what I love about MMA. Like, we talk about Faiz Jacobs coming out wild, but you never know if he's going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, look at Jorge Masvidal's knockout of Ben Askren. There's no ways you could have said, oh, you know, Jorge is going to come out with that flying knee. You know what I mean? It's just so it's going to be interesting. And this is one of those marquee fights where a guy like Faiz Jacobs, you want to see what he's going to do. Is he going to stick to what he does and come out firing and be wild and unorthodox and crazy flying kicks and stuff like we've seen? Or is he going to be the matured fighter, sit back, pick his shots, take his time? This is the interesting one. So for me, it's always interesting to see, do you stick to what got you to the dance, or do you start to mix it up now? And do we see a more mature version of your fight style?
Yeah.
This is what I'm looking for.
I'm never a fan of guys mixing it up just before the big show, you know?
Yeah.
It's different if you were like if you are an old dog and maybe you know, like it's more understandable for someone like Zulu Boy to mix it up now.
Sure.
Because he's been at the top of the division for a very long time, or the division below him. And you know, this isn't like his first title fight. He's been at this so long. He was the former champ at bantamweight. It makes sense, but like for someone like Faiz, and we're not saying he is mixing it up, but like I'm always a fan of those oaks to use what got them to the dance, bro. Like,
Sure.
definitely come with the style that got you there. But yeah, it's a tough fight, man. I mean, Sylvester's a savage in the striking department, bro. And Zulu Boy handled that with no problem, you know. So I think for Zulu Boy, for him just to come out and do his thing is what is his key to victory. And Faiz, I'm not sure him being himself will get him there. But once again, that's how he got there, you know. So it's like,
yeah.
the thing is, like, that pressure that he brings in those opening like 2 minutes is insane.
Yeah.
Everyone's
It's
dangerous in the
overwhelming.
first 2
It's
minutes, bro,
overwhelming.
and he like really like tries to push it hard at there. But yeah, that Sylvester fight looked pretty decent. I can't remember it that well.
Who, Zulu Boy Sylvester?
Yeah,
What the craziest thing about all of this is how Sylvester just couldn't stay on the outside. And I think if you're going to stay on the outside against Zulu Boy, you're going to get picked apart. I think that's the best way to fight Zulu Boy is to push him onto his back foot.
yeah,
And that's why it's so interesting for me to see how Faiz comes out. Does he back himself in that department and try and put Zulu on the back foot from the word go? Can he handle that cardio-wise? Can he keep that pressure through 5 rounds? You know what I mean? How many... Faiz hasn't gone the distance, 5 rounds. If he gets to the championship rounds, how does he handle dark water? Because I've seen him fade in second round before a few times. You know what I mean? Like, these are the questions you want to ask. Stepping up. I mean, you hear him on the phone, it looks like he's out and about on the town. You know what I mean? He's relaxed, he's calm, he's confident. Super exciting fight. Super exciting fight. I would love to see this fight. I don't know if Faiz can make it, but flyweight would have been interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think.
But Faiz is quite a big boy, eh?
No, but I don't think he walks around that heavy. I think he walks around like 64, 65. You know, they asked me to fight him the one time, and it was technically short notice, but it wasn't like, it was like 4 weeks or something, last year November, and they were saying they could do it at like catch weight at like 64. So it makes me assume that he walks around close to that weight, you know?
Sure. So you see, which fight is this? Ompi Sabeko, who's obviously got good boxing. Look at Faiz, how reserved he is, yeah. You know what I mean? Very different fighting style. He's calm, not a great leg kick he just threw there. High guard, absorbs a bit. You see, like those, and I mean, this is also way down his career. Look how long he is compared to Sabeko. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he should be able to keep him there quite comfortably. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the key details. I mean, when you're fighting a guy like Zulu Boy, you can't make those mistakes. You stick your hands up to the high guard there, like that. You're going to take a left kick to the body, and, you know, can you deal with those? Can you survive? Can you come back? These are the questions.
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about
the
MMA.
The more questions you have, I guess, the greater the fight is. That's where I always see it. I'm pumped for this, man. I'm super pumped for this fight.
Hasn't Faiz been doing a whole bunch of grappling competitions lately?
He has. He's been working on, and this is.
Who does his jiu-jitsu?
Gracie Cape Town.
Gracie Barra.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is interesting. This is interesting.
Jean Portelli, huh?
Yeah. I was thinking about in the week, both guys, obviously are trying to catch up in the wrestling and jiu-jitsu department. I mean, that's fairly obvious. You know what I mean? I don't think Zulu at any stage has really put a lot of work into his wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Obviously, he's had the time come and go religiously. And Faiz is a youngster who's also trying to catch up. He comes from like a kickboxing background, you know, who's now also trying to catch up. So both guys are in the grappling stance, have probably spent the last, who knows, maybe 6 to 12 months trying to like really elevate their grappling. And it could be that fight that comes down to who's done it the better. You know what I'm saying? Who's paid more attention to the cage work, and who's paid more attention to key details on the ground. And I think those might be key subtle differences. Yeah. So picks, Rock?
Zulu Boy.
Zulu.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Zulu Boy in this one. I think it's I don't know, man. I'm torn here, if I'm honest with you. I think Faiz is one of those dudes who always brings that X factor, and he can turn it on. But I think
it's gonna be an awesome fight.
Yeah, I think Zulu Boy is just gonna have that little chip of experience in these high pressure situations. He's just gonna have that little bit extra to turn it on. Look, and I you know, this is a fight. It's super. It's when I look at it, I'm like Zulu Boy. When you ask me to pick, I'm like hesitating. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a great fight. I think that's a great piece of matchmaking, considering the lay of the land at the moment. You know what I mean? I think it's a good.
Did you see an interesting one? Rudy's coming back next.
He's fighting your buddy, August Kambala. Where they're fighting middleweight.
Or you can eat buffet.
Yeah.
Where are they fighting? Is it lightweight?
Graham told me he's not letting him come back to featherweight. But click on it, it'll tell you what the
Rudy can fight at lightweight. What I want to know is, are the EFC paying for Rudy to fly back?
Oh, definitely not. Oh, you're crazy.
Good on Rudy. Tough fight for Rudy. Dude's a savage. But yeah, I think he's going to wrestle his face off. Nice little card, this next one, EFC 82.
That oak does hit fucking hard though, bro.
Yeah. No, he's a tank. He's a tank.
Hey, that card's almost complete again.
And it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's a nice little card. It's looking good. Mighty Simon Hall. Guys, we're going to do this in the next fight week, or should we start it now? Let's start putting money on the table to see if Simon's going to make it or not.
Oh, yeah. For some reason, my mind last week was thinking that it was this week that fight was happening. And then, like, when I started, like...
we're so close. He hasn't pulled out.
Like, yes, this is getting pretty close to, like, actual fight night. And then, yeah.
Whew. Alrighty. Well, that's fight week.
How does Jean Bissett take this fight again, though? You've had this fight cancelled so many times.
He just wants to smash his face.
For sure, Graham has to have a backup fight already.
At least give him like something, I don't know, poker chip.
Nico Yamji.
Give him.
Oh, they fought already. Hey, they
Give
did.
him a gift voucher for Empress Palace. or
Stephen
something. I don't
Wasu.
fucking know. Give
Stephen
him something.
Wasu.
Yeah.
He's 0-3, bro. I wouldn't step in there with Stephen Wasu. That looks biceps are
Like this.
all those Mexican supplements you take.
Yeah, boy. It's my dealer over here giving me a hard time. Anyways, EFC 81 coming up. It's been a long stretch. Word on the street is we might not have too many cards left this year. So let's
No, there's this. The next one in December. That's it.
yeah.
Done. They want to do 10 next year.
It seemed in the last episode that there's news to come. It seems Graham had a little bit of a spring in his step.
He did look a little bit more
Hopefully-
chipper, huh?
Hopefully we're gonna find out this Friday.
There was
We might get a little time with Cairo.
There was like 2 weeks ago where he really didn't look happy.
Yeah, he was done out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely had a bit more spring in his step, which makes me think there's good news on the way.
Let's hope.
Let's
I'm
hope.
stoked to see some good cards come out.
I think December's gonna be a banger. I think it'll be big. I think they're gonna roll the
The
dice.
last December one was epic. Bro.
I think they're gonna roll the dice December. I mean, look, this EFC 82 card. That's a pretty decent card so far. Of what we're seeing, good prelim bouts. You know what I mean?
But do you also
Good main card building here. So
do you also not
so
think that when you have a little bit more time between cards, that you have the opportunity
Yeah.
to utilize a greater
you got time to
amount
gamble.
of-
They're obviously tight on money. You got time to gamble. Like someone's yes, no. Maybe you got more options. You got more time to gamble. Simon Hall, I'm sure, basically is fighting for free, so it frees up a couple of runs down the line. You know, so
Let's see Gareth McLennan versus Jeremy Smith 3.
Jeremy Smith fights for Brave Boy.
Yeah.
Come on, where have you been? Not
But
exactly Mr. Current Affairs.
I did see going to the middleweight roster quickly. I did see something interesting that you could. make
Jared Van
middleweight.
Der Aar going to LFA. I don't think we're
Yeah.
going to see him back out here for a while.
It's not a title fight though, hey?
No. LFA, you can win $1 million though, bro.
Just scroll down to middleweight.
Can I just say I'm actually
Oh,
fucking excited.
this
for
is what I'm
fight
going to
week.
say.
don't
This is
know
what
why.
this is what I wanted
Fine.
to say. To do Gareth versus Neil Duplessis while Drickus fights Brendan, and then it becomes even more of a grudge match after that if he gets past Neil.
And if Neil beats him,
That one's
Neil versus Drickus.
Oh, that would be amazing.
And on the co-main, you can have Slongo versus Slongo.
Do a whole card of brothers.
Are you the
Scroll-
fucking? Are you
scroll-
the matchmaker for Clagstorp?
Scroll down a little bit. I just wanted to see.
Pierre versus Henry, Gareth versus Matthews.
Why they never brought back Gustavo Diaz confuses me.
Oh, that's an expensive airplane ticket, bro.
Yeah, fair enough.
Out of Miami, bro.
Yeah, that's also true. Eh?
I did the Orlando trip last year, and that was 17. That flight was 17 last year. That's like
I was gonna be a dick. Keep going.
a dick to who?
To you.
Oh, fuck.
It's like here's old man Warren again. When I went to Orlando. Cool.
They even put Andrea's middleweight there.
Oh, dude, it's
There
legit.
was
It's happened. Oh, quite
Yan-
Openshaw. That'd be a
Yannick
nice-
Bahati versus Marvin Manhoef. Fuck me.
That's a hell of a
Jeez, like
fight,
it.
eh?
That
That
is
is
crazy.
a hell
Oh,
of
I was going to say Dallas versus Gareth.
That's what I said.
Legends
Didn't we
match.
say that last week?
No.
I'm pretty sure I
Justin
said that.
Fury would hate you for that fight.
Moving along swiftly.
JP Kruger versus.
I don't think JP's coming back. Dude.
JP's got bad neck problems, bro.
Pity.
Max Merton versus...
You
Marcel
started
Teniers. That's the only way, bro. Actually, what you got to
Didn't
do...
Georgie also pop? Or didn't he?
Georgiev.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
There was someone else in the middleweight
hope so.
division that popped.
Listen, I think if you have Max Merton versus Marcel Teniers and you give them like one vial of Deca and they fight with a syringe in their time. And there's like and then like Jeff Nowitzki's like circling around them. That'd be a hell of a
Oh,
fight.
man.
I'd watch it. And in typical Rourke fashion, at the end of the podcast, we've got to make sure nobody else's new has popped on the Sage website. Who's that?
Okay.
Aaron Azzy Thomas.
Who's... you haven't done
Do you know, the first time I saw that, I caught wind of an article from the UK. I posted it, and obviously one of Azzy's fans was like, "This is bullshit." And I was like, "Bro, he's serving 4 years for a long line of substances." No one knew, hey boy. The guy goes slowly. He's like building the. He's like building it up.
Yeah, Marcel's the last one.
Glenn Butrell. Max Merton still cracks
And
me up.
Damon Booy out for 4 years.
How
as
is
well.
Max Merton's heart still working, bro?
Yes, he really.
Look at that thing. Like, everyone's got like one word. He's got like 5 paragraphs.
Well, if you have to do any sort of correlation between his cardiovascular ability and the amount of steroids he took, you for sure don't take that many steroids.
I reckon Conrad will still pop now after hitting him.
Isn't Renier Derrida in one championship?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
is. Yeah,
he's like close to a title shot.
dude, he's an absolute beast there.
I think he's got the 2 fastest submissions in that division.
Dude, he's a beast. He is a beast.
That was
I would have loved to
definitely-
have seen him fight Drickus, dude. Oh, I would have loved to have seen
That
him
was
fight.
definitely an opportunity missed for Drickus, bro. Like that could have definitely escalated Drickus a little bit more
Yeah.
with that type of victory, you know.
For sure.
And that would have been good for him as well, you know. But one's paying the serious dollar at the
Yeah.
moment, so.
Shout out to BK. Just signed for 1 championship. That's
And I heard Cyborg's also going to be signing for 1 championship.
hot off the press.
No, I mean that's not like Mia. That was
No,
it was on MMA Junkie. They were talking about how Chatri Sijatong was talking so highly of her.
Yeah, but there's no real division there for her. It seems more that Bellator will be where she'll be going.
Yeah, I saw
Scott Coker
Scott
says he's
Coker
keen,
was also
so,
keen.
I don't know, let's see.
What about Torbjorn Madsen versus Ornelas?
Yeah, we'd love to see it, but they're not going to bring him out. I mean, that dude's coming from the Northern Lights, mate. It's more than...
Is all his ties to South Africa completely over? He doesn't
I
have
don't
to
know.
be anymore.
I don't know. I'm
Because
not
you're
too sure.
studying here, right?
He has an idea. Let's get him on the podcast.
Awesome. Fantastic, guys.
5 weeks, Saturday. We're going
See
to
you
be
there.
there. The whole crew's going to be there for the first time. Get excited.
Oh no, did Rourke not tell you?
Well, he's not coming.
No,
He's got a Land Rover there.
When? Saturday.
I'll be back in time.
Oh, you don't have to be, bro.
No,
You can
he
do whatever you
ditched
want.
us already.
I
You,
want to watch you. I want to watch what happens when
you're your own
Dino
person.
beats Kanyeva.
You're your own person, bro. You can do whatever you want.
I think we should just take the bottle to the event.
So who's doing photography?
Anton.
Fantastic. That makes me more excited. I'd rather see him than you.
Can't he do the photography for MMA Republic?
Yeah, you could.
It's a good idea.
But that's what I said to him a while ago. Let me know so we can try and figure it out. But did he? Okay, you do your thing. Anyways, you'll catch maybe the whole crew there. Rourke will be signing autographs, taking photos, kissing babies, shaking hands. See you Saturday night, Times Square. Greatest venue we have.
No, it is. It's awesome, man.
The best place to be. Warren says he's got tickets for free for anybody who wants. So just
We should
his
actually
number
give-
is 07.
Yes, you actually got me nervous there for a second. I was like, you better not say the next number. Yeah, we can maybe give a ticket or 2 away.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
100%.
Fantastic. Catch you later.
Cheers, guys.